How much can you even take from the week one matchup given the freshness of the season?
Yeah, we're a different team. They're a different team, but you certainly look at it and see what they did to beat us, and things that they may want to try again, or things that maybe they're getting away from. And so you certainly look at it and learn from it. But yeah, we're different. They're different. I'm sure they'll have different stuff.
I asked Dan this. You guys have obviously leaned into the speed and space weapons and some of that short passing and yak game. When you got a team that plays zone the way they do and they buzz the flats the way they do, what kind of challenges does that present in offense?
Yeah, they do a good job at being top down on some of that stuff, like you're saying, where you throw it underneath and they rally tackle, and they do a great job of that. It makes it hard. And our guys were telling them, hey, break the tackle, get more yardage, catch a knife type of stuff. And those guys, they're telling them, don't allow them to do that. So they do a good job, and it's our job to try to fight that.
You touched on it a little bit post-game, but the mic'd up clip that NFL Films had of you was saying that you called it one of your favorite wins.
Yeah.
What made Sunday one of your favorite wins as a line?
We just grinded that thing out, man. It was hard. It wasn't easy. We didn't take a lead until overtime, so we felt like we were always trying to kind of fight uphill a little bit there, and to be able to come out with a win like that in that fashion at this point in the year, it was huge.
The magnitude of this game, considering the division picture, how much do you wrap your head around just how congested the NFC North is in a different way than it was last year, but how much importance is put on this one this week?
They all count the same, they do, but the division games certainly mean more, and for the division standings and whatnot, and so yeah, it's a big one.
Is there any extra juice, Jared, given that this game is a Detroit tradition, it's on Thanksgiving, and you're playing a team?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've enjoyed this tradition, man. It's been fun to be a part of now for 5 years, and being able to get our first win in it last year was awesome, and taking that bite of the turkey, and you want to get that feeling again.
Jared, Dan, Isaac's seeing more and more playing time. I think more than 20 snaps the last 3 games. Still not a ton of targets his way. Obviously, as he's working in offense. What's your confidence level with him in terms of just the reps you're getting, the chemistry you're building on the practice field?
We keep building. I feel confident with him on a lot of stuff. It's just about finding the exact stuff that we want to target him on and whatnot. But he's doing a good job, man. He really is. He's getting better every week, and some of those rookie mistakes are starting to fade away.
I think you had one downfield throw against Green Bay week 1. I mean, what's the balance, I guess, between trying to maybe push the ball downfield, but also knowing that, again, it's a risky play potentially too. I mean, striking the butt where you want to keep the defense honest so that they will guard against that, but at the same token, also realizing that there's some risk involved in trying to take the top off too.
Yeah, I think if it's there, I'll take it. If it's not, I won't. I don't know. I've won plenty of games without throwing it over the top, and I've won games throwing it over the top as well. So we'll see what's there.
We hear all the time, you got to be patient against these guys in certain defenses. When did you learn that ability as a quarterback to just be methodical, be patient with a game?
It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of reps and whatnot, and I didn't used to be that way, I don't think, for the early part of my career. And as you get older, you start realizing that some of these underneath throws can get you 12, 15 yards if you put it on the right shoulder and have the guys catch a knife and do all the stuff we talk about. So yeah, you start to realize how quickly you can move the ball down the field doing it that way, and don't always have to be so aggressive. And but at the same time, there's that balance of aggressiveness and trying to manipulate defenders and push the ball down the field.
Sam Laporta gets a lot of attention, but we don't talk a lot about Brock Wright. What's your relationship been like with him, and what does he add to this offense?
Yeah, Brock's been great. He's been great. So reliable. Such a great piece for us. Such a good compliment for Sam, honestly, and his skill set, and has done a great job.
How has the complexion of the offense changed a bit? I mean, you guys have scaled back the use of 12 personnel and gone obviously to more 11 packages. And just from your standpoint, how has that kind of changed the dynamic of everything?
Yeah, certainly we've had to do a little bit of that with Sam out, and it's changed some things. It's kept some things the same. We'll have some ways to change personnel this week, and I'm sure following that is different than what we've done. And yeah, it hurts to lose a guy like Sam, but we got guys that'll step up.
We ask you this annually, but just to be a part of this tradition on Thanksgiving and to be that first game of the day on a holiday when families are sitting around the table, how much do you grasp how important this game is for the game of football and being a part of it?
Yeah, it's just it's awesome to be a part of it. I feel like my 5th year here, so I'm kind of used to it now. I feel like when I first got here, the turnaround was crazy, 4 days until you have another game. But being here now for 5 years, I feel like it's part of what we do. It's a big tradition. Having family around, my family's here, so it's just nice to have everyone here, be able to have the early slate and spend the rest of Thanksgiving with your family.
All right, the turnaround is still crazy. I mean, what you guys have to do from Sunday to Thursday is wild, and then the magnitude of this game. How do you put aside all of that and the pomp and circumstance that comes with it, knowing how important this one is?
For us, it's just the next one up for us. Whether we have 2 weeks to get ready for a game or 4 days, it's the next one up. We got to get ready. We got to bodies are sore. We got to get right because they're on the same time frame as us. They got 4 days to get ready too. So. It's a big one, divisional game against a good team on Thanksgiving. It's gonna be a really good game. Can't wait to do it.
There's a familiarity, but they're not really the same team that they were when you saw them last time, are they?
They're a good football team. Week one, I feel like it's a weird week in all of football. You don't really know what to expect for everyone's first game. So things have kind of settled in now, and they're still a really good defense. They pose a lot of problems. They got a lot of good players on their defense, so we got to be on our P's and Q's and execute.
Saying it seemed like they were pretty intent on keeping everything in front of them. The last time you guys played them, their defense I'm talking about. What did you guys learn about their defense in that game that might be instructive in this game?
Like I said, I feel like that game was so early. There's a few things have changed since then, but they're still kind of on the same defense. They don't do too much on defense, but they do it well. They got guys that play fast, that understand the defense. It feels like, they've been in that system for a while now, those guys. So when you play against a team that knows what they do well and they do what they do well, and then, offense like us that I feel like we do a lot of the same stuff and, we run the same plays. And so you're going against, two good teams. You never know what happens. Either, a lot of points are being scored or not a lot of points are being scored. So it's going to be a good game.
One more on the short rest. Year 5, is it any easier to get ready for a game in a short amount of time for you?
I wouldn't say, I would just say you kind of get used to it, just the schedule, what your body's going through. But I wouldn't say it doesn't get any easier, especially as you get older. I feel like you get more sore after games. But I feel pretty good right now, so that's good. But anytime you play on a 4-day, a game after you just had one 4 days ago, you're not practicing too much. It's all mental, so you just got to make sure you lock in mentally on the plays and your assignments because you can't always get all the full speed reps that you want.
Amon-Ra, I think we've gotten spoiled watching you basically treat yourself as a perfectionist, and anything thrown at you is a catch, anything near you. Your numbers this last game, this team doesn't win without what you put out there, but a couple of the balls that don't get caught. How do you explain what happened, and how do you plan to grow from the last couple of games maybe?
Yeah, I just keep going. You can't dwell on a drop pass too much because then you'll drop the next one. So you just got to keep going. They happen. But at the end of the day, like I told you guys before, so what, now what for me, that's my mentality. I move on to the next play, help this team win, and keep making plays.
Every receiver drops balls. It's the nature of it. But do you think you even had to learn to accept that you have to grow from that, considering how successful you've been of anything thrown at you've caught over your career?
No, for me, it's just the next play. Things happen. There's so many things that can happen in a football game that you can't even, foresee. So you just gotta keep going, keep moving. For me, like I tell you guys all the time, I've caught so many balls, I catch so many balls that for me it's like you do have a drop. Curry misses a 3. Curry's not gonna make every 3. No. He's one of the best, if not the best shooter ever. So, things happen. You just gotta keep going, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna catch more than I don't.
Hey, your receivers coach at USC who taught you so what now what?
Yeah.
Former Lion receiver.
Yeah.
Are you guys still in touch at all?
I still talk to him here and there. We still keep in touch. He's the receiver coach for the Broncos now, so he's been there for I think like 3 years now. Actually, Johnny Moe knows him pretty well, Coach Shaw. So he's been awesome. He was one of my favorite coaches that I've had. Just the way he was able to coach us. He put his cleats on out there when I was at SC and run with us. Still thought he can go. So I love KC. So he's awesome.
It was about this time, your rookie season, when you started to take off. For Tesla, how have you seen him in practice, and what have you seen him in terms of what he's been able to do in the practice periods?
We didn't have practice today. We haven't really had practice all week. But Tesla has been great. He's been doing everything right. I think, balls that are going his way, he's catching them. He's making the most out of it. He's blocking hard. So I think he's going to be just fine. You know, whatever his role is, whether it's increased, whatever it may be, he's going to be just fine. He looks great out there. He's smart. He's physical. He's fast. He can run. So he's going to be big help for us moving forward.
Saying, were you paying tribute to Victor Cruz hitting the salsa? On
For
the
sure, yeah.
Maybe Ja to OBJ.
Yeah.
How'd you guys decide to I guess come up with those or hit those?
You know, I just told Jameer before the game, I said I'm gonna do the salsa because of Victor Cruz. I feel like, I mean, for me growing up, I feel like that was legendary. I feel like when I thought of a, you know, Giants receiver, obviously Odell came to mind, but he had so many different celebrations. But Victor Cruz, I feel like always did the salsa. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna do the salsa if I score. And I think Jameer, he just went with the whip because I think Odell used to hit the whip when he first started scoring. So it just worked out. It was cool.
Is there enough time in a short week to come up with a plan for?
Yeah, for always. There's always enough time. Always.
You know, the Thanksgiving, Jameson, how do you feel about playing on this day in the national stage? You know, everybody's watching. What's your feeling now playing on Thanksgiving?
You know, it's big game. It's always good for the, you know, the organization. I think it's a tradition. So, you know, we just try to go out there and get a win for the culture on Thanksgiving.
How do you bounce back so quickly? We've been talking to everybody just about, you know, the quick turnaround, which is normal in the NFL, but how do you do it with the magnitude of this game?
Coach got a great practice schedule for us, you know, this week. So he's been taking care of our bodies. We've been getting into rehab, and everybody's just been taking care of their body. And, you know, getting ready mentally and physically for Thursday.
What can you take from that week one performance overall as a team?
We watched the game, you know, we seen stuff that we could, you know, attack and fix. So, you know, we got a better game plan going into this game, and, you know, we just got to execute and make the plays we called to make.
How much of a different team are you guys now than you were when you faced in week one?
You know, we just got better. Everybody's getting better every day. So, you know, I think we're a way different team than what we were week one. I can't really hit on that, but I just think we're a way different team than, you know, week one, a couple months ago.
How frustrating was Sunday for you?
It wasn't frustrating. We won.
Yeah. That's, I mean, individually, I wondered if that was the sort of game that sort of
It wasn't
adds some
frustrating.
fuel for you.
You good, guys? Hey, J-Mo, what's on your Thanksgiving plate? What's the ideal plate for you at Thanksgiving dinner?
Turkey and macaroni, mac and cheese. Those my main two. Everything else can like kind of fit in, but turkey and macaroni my main two.
I know this time of year you've been active in the community. Do you have plans again?
I think I got an event tomorrow. We're gonna get out and feed some families tomorrow. I think me and my mom and my brothers and everybody just gonna get out, feed some families.
Why is that important to you?
It's always important, you know, just get back in the community. It's a part of me, and I just want to show my face and, you know, be a part of the culture, and that's the main thing.
You got some new merch dropping tomorrow, it sounds like?
Yeah, it's a collab what I did with a brand. You know, y'all should go get some. Hopefully it sell out, and we can do something else.
You just talked about the foods that you like. What food would you bench? What Thanksgiving food would you bench?
I don't know. I think people do people eat chitlins on Thanksgiving?
Maybe.
That is number one. That, and I get I could just say that for real. That right there.
We've seen you at
That's enough.
we've seen you at LCA quite a bit. Pistons have won 13 in a row. What do you think of their start to this year?
You know, great season. I actually got a one of my friends, his name K-Dub from high school. He a Heat fan, and I just been watching the Pistons a lot, and every time we keep winning, I can just keep sending it to him every time because, you know, he used to be, we be going back and forth like about, you know, just talking to each other, and I just be trying to brag on, you know, the Pistons having a good season so far this year. So all them 13 wins, he got a message from me sending me a picture, you know, him.
We talk about your speed all the time. To see how fast Jameer runs, and especially when he gets top speed on some of those touchdown runs, can you put your fast perspective on how fast he runs?
He real fast, you know. I really can't even put it into my perspective because this how the play go. I go block for about like 5 yards, he hit the hole, he gone. And that's just how it just go. Like He's real fast, man. I seen he hit like 22 miles per hour 3 times this year. It's dangerous when he get the ball in space, and it's just can get crazy. What he could do, he's so young and talented, man. He's just one of the best out here at his position.
Everyone commends you for your downfield blocking, but is it a point where after that first level, there's really no purpose in even getting downfield to try?
I wouldn't say it's no purpose, but we got plans on like how we block and we leave certain people for the running back, and they just gotta, once they beat them and get the angle on them, it's over.
Think of him as a receiver, just to keep that part of the game.
I think he's just I think he's a great ball player, who could make plays and everywhere. Him being a receiver just makes his game more exciting because, he's quick, he's fast, and he can go out there and he can get some mismatches with linebackers and even safeties, like with his quickness and stuff like that. So it helps him a lot be a more explosive and more, usable threat to the team and for everybody. I think it's crazy that he can go out there and do both. Like I said, I think he's an awesome player. I look at him every time, like when you get the ball, and just thinking something amazing finna happen.
Would you still beat him in a race?
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of some of those explosive plays, we've obviously seen you kind of expand your route tree, some more crossing routes in your game, but we haven't really seen you, connect on a long shot in a while. Is that something that you feel like this team still can unlock down the stretch here?
Yeah, it's part of the offense. Yeah.
On Thanksgiving when you were a kid, what do you guys used to do? Did you used to watch football? Or
Yeah, we used to watch football. We actually I think as kids, we used to be like, this used to be like the end of my season, so we used to be playing in some type of after-season tournament called the Turkey Bowl. The game was around this day, so like we probably was playing right now. Watching football, family, the usual.
Hey Jim, I do think a lot of receivers might be frustrated when they come out of a game with no catch, but it doesn't bother you and you guys win. Can you just explain where that team first mentality or approach comes from for you?
I just feel like, that's just how it go. I can't be there, be mad, beat myself up, or, go acting out over, 0 catches. Just how it go.